Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. Today's topic, I want to discuss with you final expense whole life insurance and kind of go over the pros and cons and why someone may look at a final expense policy, specifically with a whole life insurance plan through final expense, and what are some different ways on how to make sure that you're reducing your costs and making sure that you're getting the highest quality company in the process. Now, final expense plans are going to be different than how a typical permanent life insurance policy works, and it usually goes because of that smaller death benefit need. Typically, with somebody that has that final expense plan, they're looking for something that will bury them, like a more of like a burial type policy, something that might take care of some smaller debt. So that their loved ones don't have to have that financial burden. God forbid that person was to pass away. So typically, these final expense plans are set up for individuals over the age of 50 or 55, and they're going to be for shorter dollar amounts. With a typical life insurance carrier, they might have a permanent life insurance policy and might say, okay, well, the minimum amount of life insurance that we'll provide to somebody is $50,000 or $100,000 face amount. Well, if your need is only $15,000 or $25,000, there's no reason to be paying the astronomical price for that much higher death benefit if it's not necessary. So this is why you have a whole slew of different final expense plans that are offered all throughout the U.S. Specific to whatever your area is. That's kind of what we try to help you guys out on, is because we represent all the different carriers. We're an independent agency. We say, okay, well, depending upon what your goal is, we're going to have a specialist standing by at any point in time you give us a call. But that specialist is going to try to help you understand what your goals are and whether or not a final expense plan even makes sense. Once you understand that, if it does make sense, then what would be that death benefit that's going to correlate properly with your budget? If your death benefit need is only $15,000, there's no need getting into a $25,000 death benefit plan, because the higher that death benefit is obviously the higher that your premium dollars are going to be for that policy. So we try to do is make it very simplistic for you guys. You give us a call, we'll help explain these different things, and then we run the quotes with you right over the phone. If you like exactly, what you're hearing, regarding the quotes, we're going to ask you some health questions as well. Then, obviously you get set up with a plan fairly quickly. With a typical whole life insurance policy, that could take up to over a month, 2 months to get set up, depending upon how old you are with the underwriting process. Because these are smaller death benefit plans, they typically, some of them give you a rating instantly. Some of them, they have it within a couple of days, couple of weeks, and you get set up from start to finish, making sure that you do have that coverage, you do have that protection whenever you need it most. The problems with the whole life insurance plans is typically they come with some sort of cash value cost, which is an additional type of savings account that an individual could leverage for supplemental needs, supplemental either retirement needs or supplemental expenses while they're living. So a cash value is a type of living benefit. With whole life insurance plans, especially meant for seniors, it's not going to be necessary for that specific type of plan. So you want to essentially be placed into something that's going to reduce these costs, reduce that cash value cost, so that you're just maximizing out that death benefit, for your criteria. Now, one of the other things is insurability. Typically, with these whole life insurance plans, you're going to have to go through an underwriting process, meaning that the company doesn't want to take on somebody that is on their deathbed. Somebody that is nearing death within the next couple of months. They want to make sure that this person is sent through a process, that they're at least insurable, and then they'll give that offer, they'll give that rating. So somebody that's super healthy or just healthy above a standard could get a discount on what their insurance is. So there's so many different ways to kind of skin that cat. Depending upon your area, there's going to be more attractive carriers than other areas, and depending upon your death benefit amounts, some carriers like certain banding death benefit dollar amounts, meaning a carrier could be very favorable for a $25,000 death benefit, as opposed to a whole different slew of carriers which are very favorable towards a $10,000 death benefit. The really neat thing about the final expense plans is you could really manipulate, you could really tweak those dollars down, because their whole market is for that lower cost expense. So if I have a certain debt, $16,000 that has to get paid off, God forbid if I pass away, or I understand that the cost of the funeral might be $22,000, well, you could actually supplement that down and make sure that those numbers are tweaked down specific to what that dollar amount pertains to. So at the end of the day, you want to customize the plan with the correct price and the than the correct quality. One of the things that I always mention is I say you don't want to go with a fly-by-night company. You want to make sure that's a good rated carrier, but something that's going to fit specifically in your niche. If you're in your 60s, there's going to be a whole slew of different carriers that are going to be more favorable for somebody in their 60s than as opposed to somebody in their 70s. If you're somebody in their 50s, whatever the case may be. So that's one of the things that we try to help you guys out. And I'll clear off the screen. Here at Afasi Financial Group, we have an entire area that's designated for final expense plans and for those smaller premium permanent death benefit plans, making sure that we're scaling through hundreds of the top carriers in your area based upon your goals, based upon your insurability, and making sure that it's going to be a correct fit. Based upon those hundreds of different carriers and options, we're going to give you the top 3 recommendations with the top 3 costs, making sure that it's most importantly a good quality company, at the cheapest possible price. And that's very important, is you want to make sure that quality is there, because God forbid something happens to you, you want to make sure, you want to have that peace of mind that you're placing premium dollars into something that is going to correlate exactly to your needs and make sure that that is getting paid out properly. We are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We've always had very good reviews. We've never had any complaints. And when calling over a 100 number, we offer 24/7 customer service, meaning that you give us a call on mornings, nights, weekends, holidays, whatever the case may be, and we'll always have a specialist standing by to help you out. Once again, my name is Derek Afasi. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you can have access to the most updated videos. Thanks so much, guys.